Hi, I'm Ankit Panda. I'm a New York City-based adjunct senior fellow with the Federation of American Scientists. My paper for the Unideer Nuclear Risk Reduction Project was looking at the effects of multipolarity great power competition on nuclear risk. Nuclear weapons risk is something that I think needs to be taken very seriously, given that nuclear weapons use, certainly though viewed as a low probability event, continues to offer a very high impact if it does ever materialize. So, a prominent theme that I discuss in my paper is the effect of mistrust at the strategic level and the lack of transparency and the effects that this has on ballooning nuclear risks. At the doctrinal risk level, countries simply don't take other countries' doctrinal statements about their nuclear weapons policy at face value. A way to address these gaps in perception would be to have, of course, greater dialogue, but this too hasn't been happening in the way that it should be. So the paper focuses on a few recommendations. The first one would be for policymakers from China and the United States to begin engaging in some baseline level of dialogue. But at the same time, the United States and Russia need to talk about things as well. I think the most important thing for the United States and Russia to talk about would be the extension of the New START treaty before it's too late. The clock is ticking, and discussions have been happening, but they've been absolutely slowed down by a variety of concerns both on the American and the Russian sides. Nuclear weapons risk no longer can be thought of as something restricted to the domain of the superpowers. Of course, we've known this really since the end of the 1990s when India and Pakistan broke out, and certainly more recently with North Korea's breakout. But nuclear risk has manifested itself, escalation risks, doctrinal risk, use risk. All of these risks have manifested along several levels in multiple ways, especially in a multilateral setting like the United Nations. This needs to be something that continues to be taken seriously. And certainly even non-nuclear states have an important role to play in setting the agenda on nuclear risk reduction.